Hello, Namaste. Welcome to The Print. I am Amna Begum Ansari. So, Canada's golden poster boy, Justin Trudeau, who emerged victorious in 2015, has resigned from prime ministerships, citing internal battle in the governing party. However, this is not a story about Canadian politics alone. Trudeau's fall from the grace seems symptomatic of what's going on in the West's lazy liberal politics. Across the world, this brand of politics is taking a hit. What replaces it is a story that is still unfolding. But this much is certain: the old way of doing things are no longer tangible. The decline of Trudeau and his brand of politics is evident from his approval rating, which nosedived from 65% in September 2016 to 22% in December 2024. During his decade long tenure, Trudeau was often criticized for his performative politics. Conservative leader Pierre Poliver even called Trudeau's ideology extremely radical, which is similar to authoritarian socialism. So the discontent in Canada raises a critical question. Was Justin Trudeau's failure a result of his policies, or it's a natural cycle of anti-incumbency? It would be simplistic to say that his policies and values alone played a role in his resignation. Several factors, including a shift in voter demographics and global challenges, also added into his downfall. So, however, his immigration policies, which were a very prominent feature of Trudeau's leadership, definitely added into it. The ambitious plan to boost Canada's immigration intake by admitting 500,000 people by 2025 was supposed to be strategic response to the country's chronic labor shortage. However, when juxtaposed with the Canada's housing crisis, it exposes the delicate balance between aspiration and practicality in governance. When Trudeau took office in 2015, the average house cost in Canada was 446,000. The figure soared to 732,000 in 2024, after peaking at 834,000 in March 2022. While he managed COVID 19 fairly, but it adverse impact on small businesses and leading to job losses. Plus, his environmental policies, such as federal carbon tax, only added in his failing approval. According to a 2024 article by the Wall Street Journal, the tussle between climate challenge and the oil and gas industry was most evident in the provinces such as Alberta, where oil industry employs over 140,000 people and is responsible for one fifth of the government's revenue. But economic concerns alone do not explain the decline in Trudeau's popularity. Politics built on superficial gesture of inclusivity is losing its appeal in a world that demand tangible result and authentic leadership. A Ukrainian Nazi was accidentally applauded in Canadian Parliament and praised as Ukrainian and Canadian hero. Trudeau later apologized for the grave error, but such mistakes only reduce trust. His liberal credential also came under scrutiny when he evoked never before used emergency power to suppress truckers' protests in 2022. And then there was the famous blackface controversy, when photo of him dressing up in blackface in 1990s surfaced on the internet. Trudeau again apologized profusely, stating that layer and layer of privilege had stopped him from seeing the act as a racist back then. On the top of all this, the cost of deteriorating diplomatic relation with India over the contentious Khalistani issue must have become too much for his party and government to ignore. Ultimately, politics of symbolic gesture, token representation, and selectivity can only win short time applauses. It often alienate broader constituencies and risk reducing complex communities to political props. There could therefore be several reasons for Trudeau's resignation. It could have been prompted by ambitious immigration policies or the failure to deliver at home while making big global humanitarian commitment. It could also be driven by palpable voter fatigue or the inevitable desire for change in leadership, or a mix of everything. His resignation depicts a clear shift in Canadian politics. Trudeau is leaving behind a legacy that will be debated for years to come. The challenge for his successor will be to address the frustration that led to his decline while taking the country toward a better future. For more such video, keep watching The Print.